Multiply and divide rational expressions. I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will see how to multiply rational expressions. Well, you may have to practice factoring techniques to multiply rational expressions. So let me just mention here, for some of you who are not good at factoring, they may need to practice a bit, and then it'll be easier to multiply and divide rational expressions. Now, with the help of these two examples, we will understand how to do multiplication of rational expressions. Following videos we will have on division of rational expressions. Well, the first one is x plus 3 divided by 2x times 8x squared divided by 3 times x plus 3. Now, when you multiply the terms, then it is better to simplify first and then multiply, right? To give you an example, if we have terms like 18 divided by, let us say, 15 times 5 over 6, right? So I'm taking a very simple example to explain the strategy. Now, when you have to multiply these fractions, what do? You can multiply numerator, multiply denominators, and then simplify them. But if you multiply first, then you'll end up with big numbers. On the other hand, if you simplify first, you can handle with lower numbers. For example, if I divide 15 by 5, I get 3. Dividing 8 by 6, 6 is 3 times 3, and 3 divided by 3 is just 1, correct? So that is so simple. So it is actually better to first simplify. So when we say simplify, we try to cancel out the common factors. So here the common factors were 5s, so we did cancel out 5s. That means 5 divided by 5 is 1, let me write down, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. Similarly, 6 was a common factor. 6 goes 3 times in 18 and 1 times by 6. Ultimately, 3 and 3 also cancel out, and we are left with just 1, correct? So that is the process. Now, in this particular example, x plus 3 and x plus 3 are common factors. We can cancel them. Is that okay? As far as the numbers are concerned, 2 goes 4 times in 8, correct? And x goes 1 time, so we're left with x there. So once we cancel out the common factors, we can write down the result. So in this case, the result is 4 times x, which remains in the numerator, and the denominator is 3, right? So that is our answer. So that is how we actually multiply rational expressions, right? It's that easy. Now, one more important thing is to write down restrictions. Now, in this case, restrictions means in the denominator, you cannot have 0. Remember to write restrictions before simplifying. Otherwise, if you're looking at this term 4x over 3, then you know 3 is 3, it is never 0, right? So there are no restrictions on this. But strictly speaking, it is not equivalent to the given rational expression. The given rational expression has two restrictions. One is x cannot be 0. The other one is x cannot be equal to minus 3. So it's a good practice to write that right there, which is x is not equal to 0. And then we have x is not equal to minus 3. So remember to write down restrictions. So restrictions before cancelling. Common factors. So this is a very important reminder. So always write restrictions before cancelling, and along with the simplified form of your answer, state restrictions. Only then the given expression is equivalent to the given question. I hope the concept is clear, right? Now let's do the second one. In the second one, we have to do a little bit of factoring, correct? We have x minus 4, x minus 5 in the numerator, 4x in the denominator. We are trying to multiply this by, you can write a dot or nothing in between, also means multiplication. we can factor 2x in the numerator. So 2x, you're left with x minus 2. And in the denominator, we have 5 minus x. Well, we have x minus 5. We could write this as minus of x minus 5. Okay, minus of x minus 5 is same as 5 minus x. Now once we get that, it's equivalent to the given expression. Now we can cancel some common factors. X minus 5 and x minus 5 is a common factor. X and x is a common factor, and 2 will go 2 times, correct? So it's a good idea to first simplify and then multiply. So if you multiply it as 1 times x minus 2, we get x minus 2 in the numerator, and the denominator is 2 times minus 1, which is minus 2, right? So this could be written as, we could write minus here, or we can just write this as 2 minus x divided by 2. Well, as I mentioned, we should write down the restrictions, and the restrictions here are, let me write them separately. We should write before cancelling. That means x is not equal to 0 and x is not equal to 5. So these are 2 restrictions on our second expression. Okay, so that is how we multiply rational expressions. I hope the process is clear. Go through it and then do the following question on your own. Thank you and all the best.